Good afternoon, it's 3:30. I'm Ben James.
I'm Cameron Moody.
These are your Solent Sports News headlines. Saints return to Premier League action on Saturday as they host Leicester City in what is a must-win match. With pressure mounting on coach Russell Martin, the Reds will be aiming to get their first win of the season. Martin's men have lost their opening 6 out of 7 in the Premier League this season, currently sitting in 19th place.
Zach Miller is there live at the ground to give us a preview into the huge six-pointer for both sides. Do you have any updates ahead of the game tomorrow, Zach?
Hi, yes, thank you, Ben. I am outside St Mary's, where, as you can see, it's a beautiful Friday afternoon. Tomorrow, Leicester will be travelling down to St Mary's to play Southampton in a massive relegation battle fight. Obviously, Southampton are currently 19th in the league, having lost 6 of their opening 7 games, unfortunately, whereas Leicester have had somewhat of a better form. They're currently 15th in the league with 6 points, getting their first win of the season at home against Bournemouth last time out, just before the international break. However, some Saints fans are a little bit optimistic as their last Premier League win was here at St Mary's against Leicester in the 22-23 Premier League season, which they did unfortunately get relegated in. As for team news, Russell Martin has confirmed that Ross Stewart is unfortunately injured after his first Premier League start against Arsenal last time out, just before the international break. He came off in the 25th minute, still yet to really kick on after his move from Sunderland. But for a bit of good news, actually, Kamaldeen Sulemana and Will Smallbone have both been confirmed by Russell Martin as available and fit to play and be in the matchday squad for the game tomorrow afternoon. As for Leicester, there's no real big updates in terms of injuries and team news. Steve Cooper did announce that Wilfred Ndidi, after somewhat of a weird international break where him and the rest of the Nigerian international team were for some reason stranded at an airport overnight. Other than that, there's no real big updates. Patson Daka is back in training. He's getting closer to fitness, but will not be featuring at St Mary's this season. Other than that, there's sort of been some real pressure on Russell Martin. Fans aren't too happy with the way the team's playing, the results they're getting. They seem to keep the ball and not really do much with it. But other than that, that will be all for me today. And back to you in the studio, Ben. Thank you.
Thank you, Zach. Speaking of Russell Martin, me and my group, Official Sports Hub, spoke to some Saints fans about their feelings towards current manager Russell Martin.
Southampton haven't been in the best of form since returning to the Premier League. Manager Russell Martin has come under heavy pressure from both fans and the media, with many fans unsure to whether he should still be in the job.
Possibly he should have gone already, maybe, because we're going down the same route as what we did with Nathan Jones and Ralph Hasenhüttl. So yeah, but whoever comes in, if they do get rid of him, whoever comes in is going to struggle.
50-50, I think. So unless he changes his style of play, then I think the writing's on the wall. So I just think he's had to learn to adapt, change the way we play, stop the tippy-toppy stuff at the back.
I think, I really support Russell Martin. He's doing an excellent job. Hopefully he will stay as long as he can, regardless of the results, to be honest, because I think he's a good team leader. He created a good team atmosphere.
It's difficult to say. Obviously, I'm not privy to that sort of information. I'm not on the board. The rumour is that if we don't get some sort of positive result against Leicester, then he's going to be under massive pressure, I think. So I would imagine if they're going to make a decision, it will definitely be before Christmas.
With many big-name options still available who have lots of Premier League experience, fans have started to have a wandering eye for who Southampton's next manager may be.
If they do get rid of him, whoever comes in is going to struggle. David Moyes. His style of play isn't the best, for fans, but you know what you're getting with him, which is, defensively and security.
It's $1 million question, isn't it? Graham Potter's been muted, but he does play the same style of football as Russell Martin, albeit not quite as kamikaze and tippy-tappy. So maybe Graham Potter, that would be my choice.
No, not really. I think he's one of the best at the moment. But that's my opinion.
Newcastle United manager Eddie Howe says he was not contacted by the FA during their recent hunt for a new England manager. FA Chief Executive Mark Bullingham said they had interviewed 10 candidates before appointing German boss Thomas Tuchel. Howe, one of only 3 English managers in the Premier League, confirmed this morning he was not spoken to. The FA have since declined to comment on Howe's remarks.
What a fantastic weekend of Premier League action we have lined up ahead of us. Here's Chloe Jones delving deeper into the weekend's action.
In the cursed 12:30 kickoff, we have a London derby on our hands. North versus East, we have West Ham facing Tottenham Hotspurs at their home ground. After showing what they're capable of in their 4-1 win against Ipswich, have the Hammers finally gotten into their groove? Scattered throughout the 3 PM games, we have an exciting matchup with Newcastle versus Brighton as they battle it out for 6th place. After Brighton's 3-2 win against Spurs, their manager, Fabian Hürzeler, feels it's all down to focus.
And I'm completely convinced that if you trust the process, if you try to focus on the process, the results will come. And in the process, it's normal to have like up and downs. And we had a small down. When we look at the results, I think the performances were good so far. Of course, against Chelsea, it was not the best performance, but we learned from it. And the performance beside this game were quite good. And
then we have your Saturday evening sorted, watching half of the Formula One Texas qualifying, and then switching over for the even better Bournemouth versus Arsenal game. Arsenal manager Mikel Arteta sounds confident about Bukayo Saka.
Yeah, it's not a serious injury. He's evolving really well. He's done a few things in the last 2 days. Obviously, he wasn't fit enough to play with the national team the second game. But yeah, we are hopeful. We have a training session this afternoon. He did some beats yesterday. So let's see if he can make it on time.
Once you've wiped your tears from the Saka brace you missed out on for your FPL due to prematurely selling him, you'll realise the weekend's not over. We also have Wolves versus Man City and Liverpool versus Chelsea on Sunday.
Sports Fusion spoke to Millbrook FC women about their importance of local sponsorship and the sacrifices being made to compete in the growing county leagues. Abby Beatty has the story.
Grassroots football is the heart of local communities, but behind the scenes, teams face mounting financial struggles. In fact, a recent study by Shaw shows that 41% of women's teams cite a lack of funding as their biggest barrier, and nearly 37% struggle to attract sponsors. These challenges make it harder for teams to thrive and for players to continue their journey.
I'm not currently sponsored. I was last season, but the sponsor brings down my fees, pays for parts of my kit, helps me along my journey for the season.
And for many, it's more than just fees. Nearly 40% of women's teams don't have access to their own pitch, and a quarter lack basic changing room facilities. These hidden struggles add to the financial burden that many grassroots players already face.
Venues, kit, officials, there's lots of extra costs that people don't think about. We've got a VO that comes at the weekend, which goes out the manager's pocket every week. Washing the kit, loads of different costs come into grassroots football.
For some, the financial burden can mean sacrificing not only luxuries,
Experienced a small technical issue. Moving on to cricket. This morning, England cricket have lost to Pakistan by 152 runs to level the series. England were bowled out before lunch on day 4. Noman Ali and Sajid Khan shared all 20 wickets, which is the first time this has happened since 1972. This means that the series decider in Rawalpindi next week.
Ahead of this weekend's United States Grand Prix, Red Bull have confirmed they've agreed a plan with the FIA to make an alteration to their car. Rival teams suspected a device on the Red Bull could allow them to change the car's ride height at the front of the floor when in restricted park firm conditions. While confirming the existence of the device, Red Bull insisted it could not be used as it was not accessible when the car was fully assembled.
The Solent women's volleyball team have their first game of the season coming up against Falmouth. With new members joining, Chance Cromick went to the Solent Sports Complex to take a look at how their sessions are coming along.
Whilst volleyball is a niche sport, it is a sport that is on the rise, especially in the women's game. The Solent women's volleyball team are ready to kick off their season. as their promising squad are looking to set high goals and block out any distractions. We spoke to two players, Jessica Irriton and Lavana De Sousa, who delve deeper into the aims and objectives of the season.
Well, we've got a very new team this year, so I would say just train everyone up, get as good as we can, and just get to know each other as well. I'd say, yeah. Well, really just to have fun, because it's like first time playing. I think it's just getting used to the whole team work, getting used to communication, all of that. So really just having a good time.
The social side of women's volleyball is a big aspect for the new players to form closer connections with their teammates.
I think it's really good because you can meet a lot of new people, also meet a lot of people from other unis as well when you play. So it's kind of nice to have like that communication.
The members of the squad have a variety of levels in playing experience.
I've only played for a year, so just while I've been at uni. So I used to play in a club outside of uni, and now I joined the club in here.
They explain how the season preparation has gone so far.
So we're having weekly training sessions from 5 till 6:30, and we're just kind of going through rotations, going through service practice, all of that stuff.
The girls touched on what they have learnt in the short space of time.
A lot of teamwork, yeah, and actually just like shouting. I would say like you really have to be dominant with where you are, and like if you see a ball and you want to go for it, you just have to go for it. So it's like you're getting over that fear of just watching it drop to the floor, and just if you think you can get it, just go for it. Yeah. Right place, right time, all of that. Communication as well.
The squad looks forward to its game against Falmouth to start off the season.
We're just doing training sessions. We've got our first game next week, which we're really excited for, and we hope we can get in a good few points with a good couple sets. I don't think we've played against them before, at least with this team, so it's exciting.
We wish the team luck against Falmouth and for the rest of the season ahead.
That's all from us. It's been Cameron Moody.
It's been Ben James. Thank you for watching. Make sure you join us back here next Friday. Remember, you can keep up to date 24 hours a day on all your sports headlines on our website, which is solentsportsnews.com.